Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending, but first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of classified system, not even Gmail.
Well, first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence of a
Nothing was
tremendous
marked,
amount,
nothing was marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my God.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains
It was a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
It wasn't
secret.
the best choice.
36 of those chains
I said
secret.
it was a mistake.
And 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains
I made a mistake.
have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
It was not a
secret.
good choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
Hey, y'all.
What's up, Chuck? Can't imagine why we don't trust those guys.
Yeah, I don't see why we would. They're just so honest. It's like getting talked sideways to from used car salesmen. Hey, FSP, Magic, Robin, Vicky, Joyful, and everybody else that's out there that ain't talking.
Well, you know, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true, Chuck.
Yep. If that was the case,
Well, son,
if that was the case, then there wouldn't be no such thing as this conspiracy, huh?
yeah. You know, what about the conspiracy of them all getting together?
They do that
That's
every
what
time
I'm
they have a meeting in Congress or Senate. When they
Hey,
talk about
Robin.
they're not sure about, that's conspiracy, isn't it? That's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like going behind the scenes to manipulate social media sites and news outlets and, you know, that kind of thing. That's not, you know, is that colluding? That's colluding, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, Gina. Yeah, that kind of too. When anybody says anything that they're wanting to look into something because they're guessing, if they're bringing it out and talking about it and they're not sure, then it's a theory. Conspiracy is when more than one person talks about something or tries to do something. So
Yeah. But you know what? If the Democrats did something wrong, well, you know, let the Democrats make up a team to investigate themselves. I'm sure that they'll find whether or not there was wrongdoing.
see you, farmer son. It's just crazy.
I hear that Jimmy Hoffa might be in the trunk of a green Corvette.
Yeah, he decides to sleep in there. Yeah, Bonnie says she's having mom issues. So hold on a second.
Yeah, Gina, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Yeah, they're saying there's a lot of shit, Gina. I couldn't pass it up. Yeah, wow. 101 had a big crowd over there tonight, 700 and something.
I've seen that.
Hey, Black Watch. Yeah, saying some of that shit they found connects to the laptop and then Miss Demon server. And
Oh, I was going to make a joke about that, and a couple hours later, it came true.
you know that they all grab dirt, whatever they can hold on each other, so there's no telling. And yet they searched Trump's place and they found the women's underwear.
You mean they stole her underwear?
No. Is it stealing it when you run out with it over your head?
You know, what is it when you sell it on eBay? Because that's probably where it ended up.
Yeah.
What's up, Standalone?
Hey, Stan. Hey, Anna.
Echo, echo, echo.
Yeah, Stan, do you want to come up? Mike's out. It links out. Mike's open. It's always that way here. Hey, Keno.
You know, Chuck, if I survive all this and some years down the road some kid asks me what it was like to live through this, I'm going to have one hell of a time.
Yeah, Grandpa, how far do you have to walk for the internet? We walked uphill both ways in the snow while it was 100 degrees. Hey, Auntie.
What's up, Auntie Aunt Jack? No, you know what? This is what comes to my mind, Chuck, is like maybe a deal was struck and now they're going to use these hosers for Fall Guys and they're going to go down and we're never going to find who all was behind all this. That's what I want. I want to know who the puppet masters are because this fool ain't doing it on his own.
Them puppet masters are way up there in the food chain, like the top 1%. They're off somewhere either underground or their own island somewhere laughing.
Right.
Hey, Sassy.
Because in reality, if you don't do something about them, it's just going to keep happening.
Hey, Bon.
What's up, Sassy Cat?
Hey, Chuck. Hey, Carl.
Hey, Bonnie. I didn't know if you was coming up.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, I think I got everything solved for tonight.
Hey, Sharon.
What's going on? What's the matter?
Oh, everything's fine. It's just that time for something to be done about stepdad.
No. He causing more issues.
Yes.
Hey, Tracy. Hey,
What's up, George? Tracy?
Robin.
Keno. Thank you for sharing links all the time, Keno.
That's why I always tell them thanks for the channel love. They throw it out there for everybody.
Yeah. He knows awesome. A lot of them are.
I think 101 got bombed by somebody because every time he gets in deep shit saying stuff like that, if they don't shut it down, all of a sudden he has computer problems.
Oh, you should have heard Rage in the Cage today. Man, it was some weird clicking and clacking was going on all over in his.
I was over. Remember, I was telling him that was I call the Saskatoon Beavers attacking his.
Oh yeah. You know, Chuck, I see you so many places now that I don't even I don't know which one I saw yet. I don't even keep track.
I'm lurking a lot of the time.
Depends alone, Sharon. Well, that's what I was doing at 101s, and then I saw that a whole lot of people were coming in there and they were having some issues with the chat, and I was like, all right, I better start helping and be a mod.
Yeah, Jeff Bear was patting you on the back. I was talking to him on the phone. He goes, Bonnie's tearing him up tonight.
Aw.
Your notice, Bonnie.
Not when I try to tell him something.
Shit, grab the link like I do. Somebody drops a link somewhere, even if it's you putting it out there for sharing or something, I'll click on it in case anybody else want to come up. Okay, I'm up. And
Well, that's what Gage did. He put it out for bushcraft. And poof, there's Cage.
yeah, Bush told me he didn't go up there because it was too chaotic. That's why I dropped down, because it's getting nuts.
It was.
And then that's why Jeff left.
No comment.
Did 10?
Ken did too.
Did you?
She went
Yeah.
first, second, then Jeff.
He was kind of telling everybody to be quiet. Well, he didn't hit the issue. Oh, never mind. I won't even go there.
We're well used to that kind of. We ain't had to deal with it in a while, but
Mm-hmm.
all that was a minute ago on 101. That shit, they had 700 some people in there, and chat was scrolling.
Yeah, the chat was going nuts. Everybody had an opinion, and boy, they were throwing out the 3 letters and the names, and we were like, well, you can't say that. Please don't say this. Please don't say that.
Yeah,
I'm starting to be. I'm getting suspicious that some people are using the full names on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and emphasize talking it in chat.
Yeah, and he does. Sometimes he needs to take a deep breath and calm down a little, but
That's
we
why
all do.
I was throwing jokes at him, trying to get him to chill. I figured it worked for a few minutes.
Yeah, I saw the eggs. But I know I saw them. I think I saw it go up from like 400 to 700 something. Whenever it started really going fast, I was like, "What's going on?" So I looked, and I said, "Oh, it's got a
Nobody
few
was
more people
live.
in here."
Mary, I like that news scum. I like that. That's a good one.
Fits him.
Yep.
I mean, if you're going to use code words anyways, being creative is a plus.
Yeah, bad thing, and I don't think it's as bad saying it on the panel as it is in chat, because chat makes it permanent. That's what they had to get me pop a bunch of my mods, because Lisa and Chip Kicker couldn't get rid of a lot of the stuff that the other people were saying.
Yeah, and I've
They were
noticed
asking them to, and they were ignoring them.
it's more from the chat, and so I feel for y'all. I know it really stinks trying to talk in code. It's really hard for me to come up with things, but it is what it is. It's YouTube. Everyone keeps saying it's a platform that you choose to use and blah blah blah. Well, okay, yeah, I agree with that, but at the same time, we're paying for it.
We lost Carl.
Yep. Bless his heart. He didn't have internet all day yesterday, and then here it goes. He said sometimes it will, sometimes it won't.
Need to get somebody up here close to him that knows how to build a cell phone antenna where you can put it either on the back of his phone or plug it in, and where you can have a wire run it to and put it up in a tree.
Mini tower or something.
Build them. There's this one thing they got out that looks like them old things they used to run across the register. It just is a sticker with the circuit board stuff on it, and those are supposed to amplify your signal for your phone.
Yeah. I didn't get supper cooked yet, so it's boiling.
Yeah, Garrett, that's what it's all about. They want people to obey, and the bad thing about it, they've been killing people's channels over chat, and they've even talked about it that the channel owner's responsible for what people put in chat. That's some of their new rules.
Mary Freeland saying, even if I'm typing in text, now I'm doing the codes.
Yeah, I tell my friends when I text message, when I will say something, I'll say Koofy, and they're like, what the hell's a Koofy?
Yeah. Jabby. Whatever.
You're a Jabberwocky. You're talking about that stuff off of Mad Hatter and all that, ain't you?
So check this one out. This is a new one. All right. I had a good signal. Everything was working right. And then it knocked me out, and it would not let me reuse that StreamYard link. I had to go back to the live and go to the pinned link again to start a new one.
Yeah, you might want to clean your cache out on your phone.
I have, man. It's not my phone. This thing works great one day and doesn't work at all the next. It's the service here. It's really screwing with people. It's not just me.
You short on bars or have a lot of bars and it just drops?
No, yeah, I had full bars and it dropped me.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Bush. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Mr. McGrath, Bushy, Lisa,
Ridge
Ridge
Runner.
Runner.
Chris.
Well, it's going to get weird now. Runner's here.
Anybody else wants up? I got room for 10.
Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy, and so was 101. People here in Michigan got it real bad. Might be that sun flare. They say we're getting hit with it hard.
Something flare. Yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie, yesterday, what was it? I was on with some of y'all talking. Then remember when I got off where I said I was just tired? Was that
Yes.
yesterday on your show? All of a sudden started getting, my other ear is clearing up. All of a sudden my right ear started hurting and it was like pounding, and I hear my blood pressure in it. It was all stopped up. It moved, that headache moved from my nose and my sinus behind my eyes to over to it real fast. I was like, what in the hell's going on? About 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, Vicky goes, go get a hot wash rag and hot as you can stand it and hold it over your ear. I did that and it pulled the pain out and opened up some. So I don't know what the hell that was. So I
Howdy,
did.
hate
Eldon.
that.
It's just stuff.
Eldon was the middle name for my grandfather. It's a rare name.
Hey, Eldon.
Hey, Eldon. Yeah, my
Rob.
grandfather's name was Claude. I don't see that anymore either.
Yeah, that's another rare one.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't name my kids. My ex-husband's is where it stopped. Emil.
Yep. I've heard it before, but I ain't heard it in years. And my great grandfather's name was Rufus.
Yep.
I think my favorite ancestor's name was my great-great-great-grandfather. His name was Zebedee.
Yeah, I think that's the same name Grandpa Walton's was, wasn't it?
I don't know, and I'm going to have to look.
Zebedee.
I know that when I looked it up, I found out it was actually a biblical name.
Hey, Mary. Hey, Keno. Or, hey, or not Keno, Indy.
Hey, Andy.
Zebediah or Zebediah or something like that's his name.
Zebediah, I think, is usually.
I'm thinking that's the actual name of that the grandfather of the guy that wrote the book.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but I never knew that movie existed before the Waltons come out. They had that Christmas special with them, all of them, but two of the kids and the parents were different or something like that.
On
Oh, you're ringing a bell. I haven't seen Hide and Hair of that in 50 years old.
Oh, Zebulon, that was his name.
Hey, Jerry.
on my mom's side, back there is a Rochelle. No, I take that back. Sorry. Yes, Shandy Rochelle. Shandy and a Rochelle, and I'd never heard of either one of those names. And they were males. Both of them were males.
I knew a girl named Rochelle up in Ohio when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's why it was weird to me, because it was a man.
But the last name Rochelle, I think, is a Cajun name too. So maybe they.
Well, in a lot of the female names, they're derived from male names.
Hey, Larry.
Yeah, Will
We're
Gear.
passing out those presents.
Sorry. Cooter duck stamp. Wow. Yeah, Will Gear was like bisexual and a swinger and all kinds of stuff.
I've heard drunker than Cooter Brown.
Yeah.
I used to go to a place called Cooters. It was a dance
Yeah,
hall.
that word can mean something completely different.
It wasn't a bad dance hall.
A guy who was in high school, he was from the country and his name was Cooter Percy. The middle name was Percy. And he's like, yeah, my parents wanted me to get beat up a lot.
Hello, Jerry Lee.
Yeah, it happens too. They called me Morley until I was 10.
I guess they figure they give you a name like that, it'd make you tough.
I think it worked.
Boy named Sue. I knew somebody that named their kid Marion. Boy.
I knew a Marion. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, my grandfather was William Claude. My uncle was William Benjamin, and nobody else put a William in there. So my middle son, we named him William Cody after Wild Bill Cody.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Then Wyatt, you know where his name comes from.
Yep.
Wyatt Earp. And Amanda, that's my daughter. She was named after Miss Kitty. Vicky always liked that name.
And there's a lady I know named Frankie. And when my daughter-in-law was pregnant, she kept telling her, please don't name her with a boy's name. I knew from experience. Because she was an older lady. And what my daughter-in-law do? Named her Ronnie. I said, well, there you go.
Hey, Connie. Hey, DBL.
What's up, Connie? Howdy, DBL.
Hi, Connie.
Which is double lot buck.
Yep.
Oh, now I get it. Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah, a little joke for you, Double, is everywhere I go around here, the stores, they got a limit of 2 on buckshot, and they only have 1. So why don't you just tell everybody they can have 1? It was more than one place. Granted, they were Walmarts, but I'm thinking
Yeah.
limits 2, but we'll only sell 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go looking for that. The son brought me a little present for
Yeah.
hunting.
Good to have. Sometimes just putting one in the chamber is enough. That noise.
What's up, T96?
Mm. Sassy cat.
Yeah, T96. That's bad. They set a precedent when they get one to do it, and the rest of them can just jump on it because if they can do it there, they're allowed to do it everywhere. So that's why that's why a lot of the Democrats don't want things to pass in any area because they know that it could easily go into.
So they really are doing it all the way across? Because I only heard Illinois.
I've heard someone talking about it.
T-34 was a tank. Is the T-36 the newer Russian tank?
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Frank. I'll be right back, y'all. I got to hit the boys' room.
Thanks for the warning.
And after you, I need to go pour my noodles in. Y'all can't let them burn. Burn the
What are
first
you
batch.
burning?
My pasta. Dang it. Can't afford to be burning anything. But I'll start talking to somebody and forget and
Squirrel.
yep.
It's not as easy to keep up with chat and talk on a panel as people might think.
That's true.
Or at least stay on track with what you were talking about.
Yeah, Aniat Jack. That name was in there a while ago, right?
Yeah, I seen Auntie. What's up, Frankenstein?
Been holding out on me. I found Clay's channel last night.
Whose channel?
Clay. It's called Conspiracy Music, I think. Is that the name of it? I think that's it. So I was listening. You need to check it out, Carl. I think you would like it. Electric guitars all over the place. I was just jamming out till about 3:30 this morning.
Huh. It's actually kind of rare that I'm in that kind of mood lately. You know, I'll try to fool myself into watching something for entertainment, and then I'll catch myself going to check the news every 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
Like Tracy, the y'all room. Sorry, Bonnie.
yes. Thank you, Indy. And that's where I saw him. He got up there at Indy's birthday party and was playing his guitar. And I was like, who is that? And then they dropped the link and I was able to get it. And it's worth checking out.
There's what Tracy's talking about.
I know I'm slacking, Ridge Runner. Hush up. Yeah, I saw your, is it called a thumbnail? Whatever it's called.
Yeah, I guess y'all's my pronoun.
Oh, that's all of Texas, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. I think that's how I usually start. How are y'all doing? Yeah, we use y'all a lot. Well, it would just sound crazy saying you all.
Yeah, y'all.
You all do. Well, that makes sense, I guess, in that sentence. I don't
Hey,
know.
Victor.
I've been jacking around doing that Boomhauer stuff now, and I'm starting to say man a lot again too. Hey, Victor.
Yep. Today I said, dude. The girls are looking at me, and I said, sorry.
I gotta watch it. We'll have it slipping back easy into the next thing will be MFer all the time. I used to say that a lot.
No. Well, that one beats throwing things at your TV.
Yeah.
TVs are expensive. Hey, Victor. Been a
Oh no,
minute.
Chuck. I've known guys that say that word at least 3 times every sentence.
Me too, and I was one of them. That or sea sucker,
I'll be right back.
especially when I was mad. All right.
Forget the name of this comedian. He was a Scottish guy. He explored the full extent of that word.
You're welcome, Indy. I don't remember how it happened. I noticed a while back it was gone. I kicked a lot of people, but most of them were actual mods that modded. I had an issue in the channel a while back. And a whole bunch of stuff was put in there and shipped, and Lisa and somebody else were trying to contain it. And everybody that was saying it was blue, so they couldn't get them talking to them. They wouldn't take it off or didn't know how. And so I just started popping wrenches on people that were not mod. You're welcome, Indy. I don't want to put something on somebody that don't want it, but I knew you said something you'd like doing it. So.
Dang, I was just thinking about her and she just went live.
Who?
D.
Huh.
Either live or just posted a video. I just saw the notice pop up. Hope she's got her power back. Then it stays back.
Yeah, Bushcraft did a premiere. I don't know. That's a recording though. I ain't seeing that, but I ain't refreshed either.
Hey, Harvest, awakened.
Hey, Mary. Hey, Trillium.
The wrench means you're a moderator, double up.
You help contain words in the channel and they find links and drop it or share links for people or
Tracy, that's great. I said it not long ago that I told you so is going to be one of the most common phrases coming soon.
yeah. Yeah, Hannah, I was raised up in Ohio. A lot of the guys I was around, they cussed a lot, and I was young enough when we moved down here that I didn't get in that bad habit. But I started working at where we trained horses and stuff. It was they had like mini rodeo stuff in there. It was just for people to train with, but I broke horses and mules and different stuff like that. But I got into the rodeo stuff. But a lot of them guys I hung around with in them stables and stuff, you talk about some words. Everybody rides horses pretty much back then had a foul mouth and they meant it. But it wasn't just they talked about it out of the blue. But if anything was pissing them off or aggravating or whatever, and it's like a bunch of sailors, and I kind of picked that up at a young age, around 13, 14.
Oh, I could swear if I wanted to. I try not to.
I try to avoid it, but the asshole comes out of me when I get mad.
Well, sometimes the goofing around, it starts to surface a little too. So Echo's got a birthday coming.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Gonna be like 36 years old or something. Getting up there.
Yeah, that's 100% on that. That's the point you need to try to make to people, and people try to find to me. Even if you agree on 90% of what it is, there's always something, and they're pushing for it. Whether it's your sexual orientation, what color you are, what side of the fence you stand on, what coast you're on.
Yeah, Patrick, I've seen some of that myself, and not just that phrase. There's a bunch of different phrases people repeat over and over and over and over and over.
The worst one I hate is
Yeah, that means they're coming up with something because they don't know what they're saying, and when somebody says it over and over, they're trying to get acknowledgement by somebody to back them up. Like,
and I've probably said it. I've typed it.
here you go. Here's somebody's wanting this.
Fuck!
If I type it, it's like, you might want to rethink that.
When you said somebody, did you mean you, Chuck? When you said somebody wanted that, did you mean you?
No, Lauren asked for it. What would Christopher Walken say? You know what I mean, man?
Indy, haven't I been on your panel? I think I've been on your panel. I think I've been on Indy's panel. I'm not sure now.
Yeah, I think you were the other day, weren't you? No, that was.
Well, not the other day I wasn't, but I went in the past.
I think
I was there though. That
somebody's
was quite a birthday party.
You were on it, weren't you?
I was late to the party, man. I couldn't find it. I didn't see the link. I started watching for it because somebody said it was going to start at 4 in the afternoon. I spent like 2 hours refreshing YouTube to keep an eye out for it. Even though I was subbed to her, they weren't showing it to me.
Yeah, y'all got a channel. Drop your links out there. That way people in here can see it if they ain't subbed to you, or it gives them a reason to check to see if they still are.
Well, that's when she invited me and told Rescue to let me know. It's like, Rescue, did you really say my name? I was shocked at first, and then I was honored to be up there. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought I was subbed, Indy. I'm still subbed. I just never get notification. That's normal anymore.
I thought I put it on my community page. Did I not? But you know what? Sometimes I don't even see people's community page until 2 days later.
That's how they do that. They'll shove a bunch of stuff you don't want to see up there instead.
Yes.
What's up, Mr. Rage?
Hey, Ray, just links out if you want to come up, man. Yeah, Larry, I was talking about it earlier. They're going to start digging. I told you that each one of them's got dirt on the other. So if they find somebody's dirt there, they go check that other person. I bet you there's dirt on that one and the other one. And they all cover each other's butt. So.
Thank you, Indy. I would love that. Can you make sure Big Chap's up there so he can sing to me? I'm always teasing him. He sings those love songs. He was singing one last night somewhere because I was all over the place. And I said, oh, there he goes again. With the little hearts.
Gets Bonnie all Twitter pated. Ain't that cute?
Hey, bud.
Howdy. How's it going?
What's up, Rage? Did you bring the clickety-clackety alien sounds with you?
I can summon them now. I'm on the same computer as the clickety clack was on earlier, so.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it, but it's a Saskatoon beaver.
That's right, Saskatoon beavers. I've heard of those. Hey, Bonnie.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
Pretty good. I'm glad you got up there on 101 and said what I kept typing in chat and nobody would see it. Tagging 101 Bear. About the
Right on.
Look over here, not over there thing.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean about the docs.
Hello, everyone in chat. How you doing?
Yeah, Bonnie.
Oh, so what's your topic tonight? What are we yapping about?
Little about
What do
whatever.
you got?
Bonnie had a good point. Maybe she could tell you about it. Remember what you sent me, Bonnie? Bring it up to Cage and you and him can throw that around.
Well, that's what I was just telling him, that he mentioned it. Actually, Cage did, that the docs are a distraction from because it's a lesser crime. Probably a slap on the wrist.
Yep.
I heard one judge saying, they may get 18 months or something like that and a fine. But the other one, that's treason.
Is that Glenda or the Sugar Plum Fairy out here?
No, hang on. I'm trying to get my damn speakers to work because I can barely hear you guys. Just a second here.
One of the things,
But yeah,
Bonnie,
hang on. I know you can hear me right. So again, like, yes, I mean, even if they do get charged with anything and it goes through, you're right. It'll be a misdemeanor or whatever, right?
Yes.
Unless it's treasonable.
I don't think, but see, that's another thing. When this story first came out about the docks, first thing I heard was there were top secret.
That's treason.
They quit saying that. Now
Well,
they keep
come on
saying
now. There was
they're-
only 12, and they were, they weren't as top secret as what Trump had at Mar-a-Lago, and
Yes.
only thing is they quit. What they don't talk about is because it's treason on both parts of Obama and the potato, is because you can't just give it to anybody. And Trump was the only one in this whole thing that had the power to actually declassify, and had declassified everything that he had there.
Yeah.
Well, I
Also-
think Harvest Mary Moon's right. I think they ought to look inside that green Corvette's trunk.
Well,
It's not going to let up on that.
yeah, like Jimmy Hoffa, she says, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, so, nobody's talking about Barack, especially in
Yes.
the media or anybody
Well,
else. But that's going to come up when the lawyers get involved in this, because
Yes.
it'll come down to discovery, right?
But I did see that somewhere because at the time he was VP, and so that would come under Prez at the time, which
Yeah.
was him. And I don't know what we can say, so I'm all limiting.
Well, that might be
Well,
how
I'm
they
seeing
get
a
away with it,
picture.
though.
Did y'all see
Yeah.
the picture of the pile of documents?
Yeah,
Overflowing boxes?
yeah,
Yeah.
secure, very secure, extremely
Right
secure,
at
no
the-
problem.
Right
Yeah.
at the door's edge, when the car, whatever it was out, and they were right there.
Yeah,
They must not knew how to start a fire.
And I keep seeing that they're like, that was the son's residence, main residence. Somebody
Well,
was
come to find out now on that, Bonnie, it looks like a lot of that family's belongings are in his name for some reason.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know why. But somebody, I swear it was a newscaster. It was the Five. And one of them was saying she wanted to see them fingerprinted to see who all had touched them.
well, okay, so here's something else, is that when DJT came into office, he very publicly announced and showed the paperwork that he had turned all his businesses over and he was no longer involved, because as president, you're supposed to do that. When's the last time we saw a president do that?
Yeah. I don't know about anybody else. I can't watch more than 5 seconds of The View, but I did see a news report saying Joy Behar even brought up these documents.
Oh, wow.
Again, when Chuck said it, a while ago, like not this stream, another one, but, and I've talked about it too. When the mainstream media, when the media starts turning on these people, then we'll know something's up.
Yep.
That's why I mentioned that, Rage. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
As soon as they start to blame somebody in the media, they're going to start spitting names. And when they start spitting names or saying, no, that was them, the next thing you know, they're going to turn upside down.
Yep.
It really,
Well-
to me, it looks like they've made a deal, and those are going to be the fall guys. And they think that the rest of them are going to go unscathed because somebody took the fall. That's how they used to do it. That's how it's been done. That's what I expect.
Hey, Stella. Hey,
The only
buddy.
thing is saying that I can see that Barack they're gonna have proof that, oh yeah, he signed all this over. It's all good. It's all declassified. You know, here's the paperwork. We should have shown you this from the start. Blah blah blah. But again, I think it's a little late for that, and I think they need a fall guy at this point. I think all the money being spent and remember, the Ukraine is going to blow up in their face real quick because Putin's just going to say, you know, we're not very far away from him just walking in there and getting it done. Okay. The other distraction, and again, China's going into Taiwan. It's not if, it's when. So,
Yeah. I think
Well,
they're really, really talking about the delay. Why the delay in letting the public know? They're really hammering about that one. So they may turn that into something more. I don't know, but
well, I think China needs a fall guy too, and I think Biden is the perfect fall guy. I think Trudeau's next. I think China, when they go into Taiwan, they're going to have to save face, and they're going to have to cover their butts with a lot of things, and they want the trade back. They want to start making money again. So, what are they going to do? They're going to start throwing people under the bus.
Trudeau or Sparkle Socks and Potato are prime examples of a bad example.
Yeah.
off the wall. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, I hope you and the vehicle are okay.
Oh, shit.
I hope everything's good, man. I was putting it out for anybody to come
Doc?
up. Hey, Doc.
Macron. Well, yeah. And,
Well, that's true, Jerry Lee.
you know, again, not a lot of people are talking about Macron and France and all this stuff going on over there in Europe. They keep talking about Germany because, oh, Germany's going to be out of natural gas and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. They
Country Homestead 101.
What's that?
I was saying hello to Country Homestead 101.
Oh, hey, howdy.
Yeah, you remember Macron was all in Potato's face, and that one thing, they had a video of him disrespecting the hell out of him, and I was like, when they let these fucking French, I don't want to say it that way, French POSs talk down to us. They've always been known for not getting involved, so.
Yeah.
Chuck,
Yeah,
it sounded like you almost broke that filter.
Yeah.
Well, again, France is pretty high up on the list of countries where the cabal lives and does business and has interests, right?
Yep.
So
They said if they had to grab just the main ones that were dirty, it'd be over 100,000. All countries.
yeah,
That's not everybody involved. That's just the main ones.
that's the top ones. That's the ones that are actually doing the shit, like the ones that are actually the criminals. I think it'd be over 1 million.
If they
Hey,
got
Ray,
they
did you
say-
catch that a couple days ago when the airlines were shut down?
Well, okay, so yeah, like the whole
Well,
the
I just was
cyber
going to
attack on the
say,
FAA and on the
that day, they were flying over here like crazy, man. They didn't shut them down all over here, at least not some of them.
like you're talking commercial airlines.
It sounded like heavy movers to me. That when the FAA shut it down, the air traffic increased over here, and I've seen in other chats people saying the same thing in other areas.
Well, and that's the way the reports I was getting out of Edmonton as well. And all of our fighters were up. All the military helicopters were over the city. And I think they shut things down for a couple reasons. I think that I think they knew they had to take down these cyber attacks, and I think they finally figured out where they were from. And the only way they could get it to happen was to let the cyber attacks come through. Now, at the same time, that's all planned ahead of time to do a takedown, right? So when that happened, all the things they wanted to move when nobody else could fly and nobody else could move, and they had all the personnel at the airports able to, that's when they moved everything. And that's why you heard heavy
Hey,
movers.
Clayton.
I'll bet you. Okay, because that was the other thing. The first planes that were in the air in Canada was all cargo. It was all cargo. The commercial flights with passengers didn't start moving for a couple hours.
Echo down there in Wisconsin, her and her roommate saw an Apache helicopter flying low for the first time ever just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I've had fleets of choppers go over. I've had a lot of fast movers, but that day it was all about cargo.
Yep. Like I said, that's what was flying here out of the airport in Edmonton, and coming into Alberta and leaving from the other airports. Like I said, I tried talking to a few people around Edmonton. There was also a poor air quality advisory that day, but the military helicopters were up. And another friend over by Cold Lake, by the base where I used to live, said that the fighters, they usually go up in the morning. There's usually a couple pairs go up and do their thing and yada yada. And he said that it was just all day, fighters. And they don't fly those. We got these old planes. You know, our fighters they need to be replaced. And so they don't.
Are you still flying Rickenbackers?
What's that?
Are you still flying Rickenbackers?
Well, pretty close. We're flying Super Hornets, FA-18s, as we call them, CF-18s. And then we just got a bunch more. We just bought a bunch of used planes from Australia a few years ago, so we'd have operational planes to keep going. So, like I said, they only fly them when they have to. So for them to have a bunch of fighters up, that's a big deal. Now I didn't phone around to Comox or Bagotville or Winnipeg or any of the other main fighter bases to see what people were hearing. I just called people around Edmonton. But if
I thought you meant it was a day or two ago. That was today you saw that Apache. Those make a unique noise.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, same with A-10s, because Slow Country and other people were talking, but him and I were talking that day, and he had A-10s over him.
Yeah, I get A-10s constantly for years. There's a base of them here just north of me in Michigan. It's in Grayling. They've been, I've been watching those guys practice for a lot of years. I think the cool part is when they fire off on the range, it looks like the plane literally stops in the air, you know.
They do slow down if they're using the gun for more than 8 seconds.
Yeah, you can see that in the flight.
Yeah. So you must see the Douglas extenders as well.
A-10 pilot. Do you know what an A-10 pilot's favorite food is?
Taliban?
Brats.
Hey, if you see the A-10s up, you must see the Douglas extenders up too, eh?
Yeah, we do. I saw some of those old look like DC-10s, man.
That's what they are. Yeah. Yeah, the Douglas extender is the old 3 motors.
I thought they upgraded, man. Those are old creatures.
Well, they are, but they're able to fly slow enough to fuel helicopters and A-10s and other planes that don't go that fast. That's why they use them. Plus, they're a favorite of the Special Forces for their birds because they're multi-role. You can have cargo, fuel, and passengers on those all at the same time. So Special Forces crew can go up in them and have all their gear, and the helicopters can fly along behind them and keep up. And then when they get on station, they can roll in, gear up, get in the little birds and go wherever they need to go.
Yeah, they're a military Uber.
Yep. So, oh, they'll keep those flying for a long time.
We had some kind of helicopters up here doing something. I never hear helicopter traffic here. Shreveport's due east of us, and they got an airport there, but we don't get airplane traffic. But sure as hell had my house rattling. They were circling around here doing something, and they were military. I don't know what it was. I looked out there and seen them. Didn't see exactly what they were, but
Well, you know, during this whole ordeal, I'll admit, I've been skeptical about what they show us on radars, because I know you can turn the transponders off and stuff. I know you don't even have to fly with the transponder. You can have them off as long as you're below a certain height. Anyways, I was very questioning of that until a few months ago when they tracked the Doomsday plane, and I noticed it was in direct route at me. And as I was watching it on the radar, apparently flying overhead, there it was, flying over my head. All right. And it went up above the UP and did some major circling that nobody could explain. But it was on-site confirmation for me.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Well, it's the same here when the planes go over and then you get to look at them to see what they are. But it gets funky sometimes because, again, they change what we see. We see what they want us to see. But what gets me, it's not the airplanes, it's the ships. You know, when Sage and Monkey and other shows are showing the shipping around the world and the cargo ships and all that, that's where they can change whatever they want, because who's going to tell them any different? It's different with the planes because, like you said, we can look up and go, yeah, look at that. There it is, right? But when they're hundreds of miles out in the drink.
and if they're militarized, you wouldn't know it until they did something.
Yep. Okay, so you're East Texas then, are you, Chuck?
Yeah. Right on the I-20 corridor. I could be across the Louisiana state line in a minute and a half.
Okay.
How long to get to Arkansas?
Texarkana is 60 miles due north of me.
Okay, so you're not far from the Special Operations Base just north of that.
No. And they got another one here it's supposed to be an old down base, but there's a lot of activity, and I think that's where them helicopters were going. And they were circling around. I don't know why, but they were making circles. It sounded like one of them was going to land on top of the house. It was so close.
I'm in the middle of all of them, and I don't see any military. Twice through this whole thing have I seen it. I'm in Central Texas, so like San Antonio south of me, Fort Hood.
Okay.
West of me. Not west, east. Sorry about that.
Fort Hood?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a Marine base, is it? No.
No.
No, that's Army.
The Marine bases are down at Galveston, right?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there's none in San Antonio. I know they got Air Force, Army.
Pretty sure Fort Hood is where they did all the Bradley and Armored Division maneuvers before the Gulf War.
Oh, yeah, simulated terrain exercises.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty big. So is Fort Sam.
Well, wouldn't they want to be over by Texarkana as well, up at that base? Because there's a lot more hilly country around there, isn't there?
Isn't it? You talk about Fort Smith?
Who?
Okay.
Rage, you talking about Fort Smith up there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's kind of like rolling hill country, like north of Texarkana there.
Yeah, you get mountainous up there. Further north you go.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to remember what you was asking Bonnie. I'm thinking down what down south is.
Galveston Marine.
Robin Ward says they opened the old base up in Chatham County. I think it's a communications base.
I think you're talking about Padre Island, weren't you? I know.
Me?
Yeah. Is that what you were asking about Padre Island a minute ago? The Marines? McAllen?
It's off Galveston, right?
Yeah, let me see exactly. I'll tell you where it is. Galveston, it's below Corpus Christi.
Oh, Corpus Christi. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
You got Padre Island. That's where they had a lot of different military stuff going on there. Used to be anyway. I don't know how active it is anymore.
Yeah, I've never been down there. I've been to the bases I was at for our stuff was all mostly East Coast and then up a little bit in the north along the lakes. Spent time at Fort Bragg quite a bit, stuff like that. And then North Carolina.
Yeah, you follow along the coast and you got Houston and Galveston are right by each other, but Galveston's out on the water, and then you got Corpus Christi, then Brownsville in Mexico, which is South Padre Island down there.
Yeah, except Padre, that's where they have the amphibious assault boats, right?
I think so.
Rage, you know, back in the day, if a guy had a tax number, he could go up there and pay $7 a day to the base and go out and pick up ammo crates and shells all day long as you just filled one vehicle. You could take a semi-truck in there, load it up with empty munition canisters for $7 a day, haul it off, sell it to surplus stores all over the place.
AOA controlling.
They made money and they didn't have to clean it up.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on with my computer. I'm trying to answer stuff in chat and it's not letting me. Here we go, finally. People have been saying hello and asking questions, and I haven't been able to get answers to them.
You know, I am half-assed joking, but I seriously think they're screwing with our technical instruments around here lately. It gets weird, you know, especially like when I'm on Chuck's panel or something. I could have had good internet all day long. I get on Chuck's panel or maybe even Bonnie's, and it starts glitching like a son of a bitch.
I really do think they are getting after us, honestly.
They hammered me twice in that 1 month. I think it's a lot of the issues on mine. A second one should drop off in a week or two.
Well, okay, folks, like people are saying in chat, and it goes for all of us too, because what we're just talking about now, and people are saying they, you know, miss you and miss seeing your shows. Make sure you're still subscribed, because again, they're messing with that huge. I have to keep subscribing to half you guys all the time too, or all of a sudden it's like, well, geez, I haven't, you know, then it pops into my head. Well, I haven't seen anything from this channel for a while. I go there and I'm unsubscribed, and that's YouTube doing that to us.
Hey,
and I know you're not imagining it, because they'll unsub me. I'll go there, I'll resub, I'll go there, and I'm already modded because I was modded before. They just unsub me.
Yeah,
I had to resub you and Remote both, 2 or 3 times. You remember I was telling you about that a while back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and Harvest
Moon,
there's another. I
can't even believe it.
Yeah, people aren't getting the notifications either, right?
It might be just the point, you know, that they're keeping our number. I still feel like they keep us in a box, Rage. I mean, we might get a couple of new people in every now and then, but back in the day, before all this crap started on YouTube, you could get 100 people new in a night on a live stream. Now it seems like it's always, or mostly, I'll say 95%, it's always the same people, because they keep us in a box.
Yep. Well, and again, I mean, you know, my channel has been taken. This is my 3rd time on YouTube, and But back when I got going again, and they were suppressing it hard, yet I would go over to 101 when I was starting to do streams with him, and we'd have 8,000-9,000 people. I mean, one night there was 13,000 people, and it was going really good. And then out of nowhere, partway into the year, just shortly after the inauguration, it was like it just dropped right off. And even he said tonight, I got 500 and some people. It's like,
And that's when the bots and the trolls and all that other crap started too.
Yeah, he capped 780. I saw tonight. But
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, there used to be 1,200, 1,400 people waiting for his streams.
yeah,
Waiting. Yeah.
hell, I remember going into one of yours a while back, and there was 700-800 people, and ended up halfway through the show, you had over 1,000 in there.
Yeah, when I was going steady, when I was doing shows all the time, it was pretty much an average to have 1,000 people. And then it just again, same thing, just dropped right off. But the other thing I've noticed is watching my numbers on my studio and how many people are subbed to me and everything else. And again, you're right. I mean, new subs, and you go in and there's a bunch of new people, yet my numbers haven't changed. But I think the other thing is they take the bots away from you as well, because I think the bots come in to check us out.
Yeah.
And so they'll sub to us with their bots, and then they'll watch what we're doing for a while. And then, like for me, for instance, all summer I was dormant because of the farm, and those bots, after a while, if there's no activity, they're like, see you later.
Yeah, it seemed like now too. If you see 10 new subs, the next day you'll lose about 3 or 4 or half of them at least. I'm thinking, like you're saying, that other things are going away, or they're going after stuff inactive. Oh, he's gaining new. Let's go after anything inactive.
Rage,
Yep,
when
exactly.
Chuck got his numbers up and it went to 600, 660, anyways, when he got to that number, it would stay there. I mean, days it stayed there. And he would change, but it would go back. And it was bugging Chuck. And, I kind of thought, oh, yeah, he's just imagining this, until I saw another person that doesn't even know us go through the exact same thing. It was sticking on that number.
Yeah, 666, and I got it up one night, but everybody was helping on different shows, so I got up to 725, I think it was. And before I went to bed that night, I checked it, and it was back down to 666.
Yeah. Because we were sending people over there to sub, but what y'all are saying, like when I open YouTube, it would show me people that I typically watch and who is live and are their community page or whatever. And now they don't show any of that. They don't show anything. I have to go digging for every person that I want to go watch. And everyone keeps saying unsub and then resub. And I keep doing that, and it's still the same thing. It's, to me, Carl keeps saying and I'm like, no, they're trying to separate us.
Yeah. Anti-Act was just asking me in chat if anybody's had the wrenches taken away. And yes, I've seen that as well, where people have had the wrenches taken away by YouTube, not by me.
Yes.
I've seen it too. At least I've seen people say it's happened on their channel. I didn't see it literally happen.
You were moderated here. You're not now, but you are. Did he lose?
Oh yeah.
I got so many wrenches. I'm not worried about it. I could fill a tool store with wrenches.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
It's a way a lot of people do to punish each other, but it's like it kind of hazes people. It's what people use it for, and it's like that's messed up. But
yeah, and there's some things that go along with that. I mean, if you're a mod, you're a real mod, and you're everywhere, and then you're not modded at a place, you got a chance of getting ganged up on there. People have vendettas against mods and stuff.
Yeah.
And the holding back the notifications. That's gotten really bad. Like,
Yep.
I don't get notifications for a lot of things. Didn't know you were on live today, Kate.
Well, yeah, like I said, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it is because so many people have been unsubbed, and but even when you are subbed, yeah, you still got to watch to make sure that you're getting the notifications,
Yeah.
and you got to keep on it. If you're gonna follow somebody, you got to keep on it because they'll knock you off. I mean, half of that is part of the distraction. The other thing is when you see a channel, especially if they have really high production values, and even if they're a truther channel and all that, all of a sudden they come out of nowhere and they've got, you know, tons of subs, like 100,000 plus, and then it keeps going up and up. When you see a truther channel and they're doing really well out of nowhere, I'm always a little bit leery. I start looking into them.
Yep.
Yes.
I've seen that a lot too, Indy. I was on Chuck's panel months ago, and an hour into it, it gave me a notice that Chuck went live. An hour later.
Yeah, while you're on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a joke about it one time. I was live and I seen something pop up in here, and I looked, and it showed that I went live an hour into the stream, and I'm like, that's nice. It even let me know late.
Well, back when we were doing the stuff with the Nova Scotia shooting, YouTube was taking Little Gray Cell's comments down on his show. Like, he was commenting in the chat while because we were streaming on his channel.
Yeah.
And YouTube was taking his comments down.
I remember that. I'd make a comment and you'd say you saw it, or somebody else say they saw it. Next thing it was gone.
Yep.
Man, I've seen worse than that. I was at Remotes months ago, and somebody under his name, all right, came in like the channel owner and started deleting people. And he caught it. He's like, oh, no, we're shutting down.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that too.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's why I think the platform endorses this type of behavior. I really do. Or they'd have a better handle on what's going on. It's mighty suspicious to me, and I've never heard of that. I like that one there, Auntie Jack. Caramel Carl food. Caramel Carl food. New martial art.
Caramel Carl, F-U.
Yeah,
I see a lot of fishy stuff.
Auntie come in the other day, and I could see him in StreamYard, but not in YouTube. I had to go, because he was modded, I had to go look, and he wasn't on my mod list, so I had to type him in to make him a mod, and then all of a sudden all of his chat popped in on my Facebook or my YouTube side.
I get that all the time. You'll see the comments on StreamYard, and they won't show up on YouTube.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
somebody
makes us old timers.
Yeah.
They don't like us. We got the Patriot package. Comes with 3 bots, controls, technical glitches. Act today and get free censoring.
Yes, that's right.
25 excellent. Let's see, Awaken Trillium just got your notification.
Notification just now? Yeah.
I didn't do it this time, but I've been sending out notices to everybody I can message with when somebody's going live. Well, that helps because they'll say right when they pop in the chat, oh, I didn't get notice.
Yeah, they've had a quantum computer that I think they found in some of the old relic stuff that they're using. That's how Project Looking Glass works. But I'm talking fantasy, but I think it exists.
Thanks for the wrench, Chuck.
Which is the illusion?
Maybe that's what I'm.
Government of Canada to make a major quantum science announcement. Awaken Trillium. Yes, I found something about this the other day too. I'd have to go back in my emails. And again, I think a lot of it has to do with them trying to counter everything with the new money and everything that's coming in.
Well, I used to watch a lot of Bob and Doug McKenzie and stuff. Are you sure they're just not coming out with some new beer?
What's this?
You know,
Bob and Doug
Are you
McKenzie?
sure? I mean, if it's coming out of Canada, are you sure it's just not like some kind of quantum beer?
Quantum beer, it could be it, yeah. Well, remember, a light beer in Canada is 4.9, so.
they'll quantum link the toques, and that way you could just talk to each other without speaking.
I don't even want to know, Angie.
I think it has a lot more to do with bringing in the digital money.
Yep. If they quantum linked our cell phones, we could talk to each other over the phone without having to go through a satellite.
Well, again, why have they shut down what Elon Musk was trying to do with, and why is it so hard to get his Starlink? Right? Because we don't need the rest of the internet anymore.
Yep. That
doesn't go through the Pentagon.
CERN and
I
Harvard
got a
doing
question
that.
for everybody here.
Okay.
Has anybody else ever, while they were using Messenger, seen the little green light turn on next to the camera icon for no good reason?
Yeah, they're watching you. If you take a camera and look at your phone through another phone or the phone's camera, you can also see your camera turning on and off depending on what you're doing.
When that happens, there's no way to detect what's going on. I've tried. You have,
Well,
Vicky? Good to see you too.
So I can tell you this from personal experience from back in the day. There's nowhere on the internet you can hide. Nowhere.
I know that, but I just noticed that, and see, Indy's seen it too. I'm just pointing it out, Rage, in the way I do,
Yeah, that's right. And again, I mean, remember the old flip phones for the longest time, the original phones we had didn't have cameras. It wasn't until what year? Like about 2003, 2004? Right?
Yeah.
What you
Trying
showing
to
us,
see
Mark?
Trying to see if mine's showing up, but it ain't. You'll see a green light blinking when it does.
Because
it's probably
it's BlackBerry that first had cameras.
Let me turn on my data and my Wi-Fi. I used to be so bad, I'd turn my data Wi-Fi off, and I had two chip bags down here inside each other. I'd drop my phone down in it when I wasn't on it. See if it shows up now. The back one is. It's not blinking though. Let me turn off the.
When they passed that Patriot Act, there were people out there going, "You're all fools. You're giving away your privacy. You're never going to have privacy," and they weren't wrong. Anything you do on the internet, just because you think you delete it, let me tell you, it's still there somewhere.
Yeah, it's still showing up. My screen's even off. It's not blinking, but it's on. See it?
Right.
That's why I like chip bags.
Yeah. Anti-Jack's right. He said that Musk also said he was going to provide high-speed, secure, and free satellite, but it's $600 a month.
Oh, wow.
That's what it is here. I mean, there are two ways to get it. You can get two packages. One of them is it's 160 a month Canadian, and it's limited. And then the one that's like everything, there's no, it's full meal deal, is $600 a month, which is like, come on, that's ridiculous. Who's going to pay that? Nobody's going to pay that.
I got a Comcast with unlimited data for my internet, but I get 1,000 down and it's like 100, 150 up, and they put fiber optic in over here, and I've talked to one of them. They told me for 120 a month it'd be 500 up, 500 down, and they're like, you ain't getting honest, true 1,000 down. If you get on that 500 up and down, a couple people said you won't believe the service you have on going on.
Well, let's do a quick review here. We got smart devices, we've got computer automated factories, we've got worldwide satellite links, and then we've got artificial intelligence. When does Skynet go online, guys?
Skynet's been online since 1984.
Yeah, Jerry Lee, 120 times is high. You can find out if you can get Medicaid assistance. You have to go to the food stamp office, but you get Medicaid assistance, they'll absorb that $129. They won't give you anything else, but they'll absorb that. That's what I was told by Social Security. So,
yeah. As far as that goes, Carl, I mean, when Reagan made the announcement on Star Wars later in the 80s, the first original Skynet and all the satellites that had weaponry on them and all that was in place already.
I know. Ronnie Reagan and his Star Wars.
And if you listen to End of the World, he said he shows what the Starlink is, and it's not a good thing.
he has a web grid of satellites all over everything and they're working on it. I didn't think there was that many satellites up there that there is, but
That's what the white boxes are for on the towers. And then
My favorite movie quote of all time from that movie, the first one, is when he looks at the kid and says, "It's in your nature to destroy yourselves."
Yes. Yeah.
And I just saw a thing about it may have been in the UK or Canada, the smart meters. I think it was the UK, and so they started out with the smart meters, and now they're making it to where it's a prepay, and you can top up, but so many people have had to use it all up and weren't able to top up that now they're sitting there with no power or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think earlier talking something about getting getting solar here. I looked into it earlier, and the one guy I'm looking at, they're talking about no payments for a year, and then when they kick in, it'll be either less than or lower than your actual bill, depending on what you use and what it earns. And I'm thinking about doing that just to see, because I figure in a year, if shit goes stupid, ain't nobody going to repossess nothing, because I'll build a fence around it. I'll get off my lawn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, we've had this wicked weird weather here for a few days, and it's been really warm, like, close to zero or even above a little bit. But the thing is, there's been no wind. It was really odd. No wind. My meters weren't running. The flags weren't doing anything. Normally you have one or the other, and sometimes both. Like, usually when it's really sunny out, you're getting your solar, and then when it gets cloudy and it's bad weather, you usually got some wind. So if you had a wind generator, then you'd be okay, right? But the last few days here, and the ice storm, like the ice clouds, you're breathing ice in the air. It's the way it's been here for a few days. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it'll be a sunny patch, but no wind. Like, I was watching the smokestacks out of the garage, because I got the wood stove in the garage, and it was going straight up. Straight up.
Best money can buy.
No wind at all.
It's kind of that eerily quiet and still.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I got some solar lights around here, just solar sensor lights around the yard for yard lights and stuff like that. And lately, they're done by. It gets dark, like it's starting to get longer days and everything. Shortly after 5 p.m. our time, it's it's starting to really get dark. And by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, those lights are done. They're over. They've used them up. If the cats are running around, or if I go out to check something outside, or whatever it is, they're just not getting a charge. So,
Waking Trillium. Not too long ago, I saw a photograph of what looked at least hundreds of those robot dogs, tactical versions.
That might be, Cage, that might be whatever that residue I was talking about that's all over my wife's car. It leaves I don't want to say volcanic ash. It's more like that fly ash that they add to concrete. You know how it's a kind of a grayish white looking, the real talcumy powder, but it stained my wife's car and it's on it in spot. It won't come off. And I'm just wondering if it might be, you got a foggy haze across the top of any of your panels. Might want to look to see if
it's funny you say that, because yes. The other thing is it wasn't snowing the other day. It was like ice crystals coming down. But they were really weird shapes, and they were sticky. And then there's the dust that comes over, and like a dusting on everything. I think it's the chemtrails. I think it's everything that they're spreading and everything they're doing. Because again, since Christmas Eve here, there was days, like lots of days. You'd wake up in the morning, right? You get up and you look outside and you see the sun coming up. It'd be clear, not a cloud in the sky, nothing on the horizon. By about 10:30, with just a blanket above us, that you could just see the planes just start coming.
It's like
and,
I've been down the rabbit hole a while, Rage, and I saw something over 10 years ago that was the inside workings of a plane that I've never been able to find anywhere else. All right. It had the most intricate system installed in the entire liner. It was a jetliner, like it was kind of disguised. And what I saw was immediately removed from the internet, and I couldn't find it no more. All right. And then since that, for the last over 10 years, I've seen too much to think there's not something going on there, where it sounds like the wildest of conspiracy theories or whatever. There's something really going on there.
Well, there is. And again, remember when Trump first got into office and he shut down the chemtrails, and it showed him walking through a actual chemtrail plane. And yes, it was a cargo plane, just disguised as an actual jet airliner, and it was full of pressure tanks and lines, and steel braided lines and tubes. Because here's the thing: when
you had to step over it.
You see
it was so packed.
The whole plane. So when you see a plane flying over, and it looks like it, and you can chemtrail because it just keeps going, it doesn't go away, but it's following the jets. That is a regular plane that is chemtrailing, and the regular planes have systems, and their nozzles are underneath the motor, and it comes out, and it's in two lines, just like the jet would be, and that's to disguise it. Plus, they can only do so much at a time, so they just concentrate on those two jets, and they still get their chemtrails out. And that's a regular jet airliner going over. It's got people in it and everything else.
Have you seen the footage of when they accidentally turn them on or off in flight? Did we lose you, or did you lose me?
On the ground when it clouds everything over?
No, as they're flying, I've
Yeah,
seen
you
footage
were doing the spinny spinny thing there for a minute. Yeah, I've seen that.
That would be hard to
Oh,
do
yeah.
if it was ice crystals from an engine.
Yeah, I think whatever it is they put out reacts with moisture in the air or produces moisture. Might be
No, you're breaking up.
it might be mixing hydrogen with whatever chemical and causing it to make an ice.
No. So yeah, I've seen them. Like that whole thing was breaking up. I mean, I'm getting lots of spinny thing here. I'm gonna have to get off here pretty soon. But yeah, and I've also seen it at the airport on the ground when they have accidentally hit the button, or when they're reloading them and a hose goes off. Unbelievable. You see those people running like hell to get away from it. What I was going to say is when you see the two behind the jets, that's a regular plane. When you want to see one that's an actual chemtrailing plane and that's all it's doing, when you look at it going through the air, the whole wing is leaving a trail behind it.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm thinking
you don't suppose they would do something like that to alter the weather and without making sure it doesn't hurt the populace first, do you?
Well, we are the carbon, remember.
Yeah, we are.
So
the eaters.
Yeah, useless eaters. Yep.
The consumers are the problem.
But hey, yeah, I'm gonna get going here, folks. I got off 101 stream and went and checked all the wood stoves, and I was getting into bed, and it's like, oh, I told Chuck I would come torture him for a minute. So
You're welcome anytime.
Good to talk to you today, Ray.
Appreciate you coming up.
It was good to talk to you.
Yeah, right on, folks. Good to see you all, and have an awesome weekend. Stay frosty.
You too. Stay out of that fog.
All right.
Take
Yeah,
care.
if it ever goes away. All right.
Yep. You know how at a certain time you start roboting? Like, is your phone dying or?
It could be low power. I think when you're roboting or whatever, it's a signal or something interfering with the signal. I think a lot of these Wi-Fi stuff, and if you're around any 5G stuff, I think 5G will interfere with 4G.
But watch.
I got me a brand new charging cord. I'm at 100%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes too, if you can plug that in up high, have your charger up high, it'll work like an antenna while it's plugged in too. I don't know if you tried that, Carl.
Way ahead of you, Chuck. Right? It's up the tent pole.
Huh.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
the internet's getting tired of me, Echo.
Yeah, Rage, they started hitting him good right before he left.
Whatever was in the background of his show today sounded like a giant praying mantis chewing on some carcass.
Yeah, that's why I joked with it. It's called the Saskatoon beaver. I can't remember what it was. Somebody said there sound like them aliens on the movies in the background, like click, 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 click.
Yeah, I saw that comment. Made me want to watch that movie. No, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, somebody said, but I don't remember what it was either.
I get a lot of my
Good night, Robin.
movie recommendations from chats.
Yep. Me too. I keep writing them down. Well, I'm not too
Good night,
sure
Robin.
about the robot thing and something else that I saw. But I agree with Indy. A few of those things make me uncomfortable. Oh yeah, Elon. Not sure.
I don't, she's right not to trust. I don't trust him. I don't trust any of them, to be honest. I trust God. I trust some of you more than I trust any politician ever. All right. I mean, and I know he's not a politician, but what happened to the Fauci files? They were supposed. Shouldn't have said that. But what happened to them files he was supposed to drop? That didn't happen. Where's those? Did anybody see that? Because I missed it.
Yeah.
May have got grabbed. I don't know. It may have came out. I'm not real sure. That's a good thing to looking up through Telegram.
I heard somebody else asking about the files today too. I don't think they came out.
That
And
may have
it
been-
just seems to me, all right, if I was Elon and I was a good guy and I found all this stuff, I guarantee you I'd be dumping it as I found it, all of it. I'd have the lawyers working on it nonstop. I'd want it out as fast as I could get it before they killed me.
that may be some of the stuff they found in Potato's shop, garage, whatever.
I just feel like they're still hiding a lot of stuff from us.
Yeah.
Just like the JFK stuff. They kept 3% of it. It's the 3% we need to see, man.
Action on it. That should have been all of it.
I thought so, Mary.
But the CDC's talking about some of that stuff. You seen that? I guess you seen that picture I dropped earlier.
Right. Now, the same CDC that allowed it to happen is now going to investigate it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit too, I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a conspiracy theorist. Maybe that's what it is.
Here it is. I think everybody saw it earlier. I don't know how many were over there earlier when that's part of it, but
I can't.
so the CDC's finally investigating a link between the Kofi shots and strokes. People have been trying to talk this for 2 years, but now we're all censored and banned thanks to big tech, the pharma companies, and our government. Hodgkin's had that.
And they got a valid point there. And it's like Echo says, man, we've seen some of this stuff 2 years ago, and now we're seeing it again like it's new news.
Yep. 100% on that, Auntie. They don't tell you nothing real on the news, and there's no news in the real facts. So, to them anyway, somewhere somebody's going to do something though.
It's
Kinda like-
the amount of false information and fake bullshit that is just driving me insane. You get on, I mean, I'm not even talking about just the news, all right? Like the new show, The Chosen, I don't know if you ever watched that, but I get on YouTube because a couple weeks after an episode of The Chosen will come out, somebody will post it on YouTube, and I could watch it without having to download their app. Well, today I got on to watch or to look for episode 5, and I had to go through at least 50 fake posts of that show to find a real one. I mean, if there was a real UFO sighting, it's going to be buried with 500 fake ones right after you post the real one. All right. If you've seen these things where they'll put a picture up, oh, archaeologists just discovered this, and they'll show some badass looking dagger or something, I'll go to click on it because of that picture. They don't even mention that picture. It's not in there. It's like, okay, then you got these videos, little shorts and stuff where people are pulling pranks on each other. They're standing in the same room acting like they can't tell what the other one's doing. And it's such bad acting. It's ridiculous. So I just see fake everywhere now.
Yeah, and it's clickbait.
Good night, Double Lot Buck.
Night, Double Lot. I was going to mention something. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I would, Indy. I like that show a lot. That episode 4 was just awesome.
Oh, my mind's playing with me now. I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. I said goodnight. My mind drew a blank.
I try to think, but nothing happens.
That's a bad thing when my mind goes 100 miles an hour about different things all the time. And
You know, I'm pretty sure I got a Discord account. I just haven't accessed it in a long time. Well, Double Lot Buck, I hope you find Sasquatch. I'd love to see some disclosure on that myself.
if you find him, just don't let him grab you and think you're a female.
Isn't it weird, though, that they've got, you know, hundreds of years of legends of a giant beast all over the planet, Yowies and, you know, Sasquatch, and they got names for them all over the place. All the Indian tribes have a legend about a wild man of some sort. And then, you know, you got talking giants and all this stuff, but oh no, this stuff's impossible. It could never happen. Bigfoot could never. I'll tell you what, I know now this age it's a little different, but when I was younger, if I decided to walk across Michigan and not be seen, I know I could have done it. I know I can.
Well, it's kind of concerning. He keeps saying Texas is a hot spot.
Bigfoot?
Yes.
Yeah, he ran across the border too. Oops, did I say that?
That'd be cool too, Indy. That's a good show. Did you see episode 4, season 3? Where he brings a 14-year-old girl back, and the politics involved in that was something.
Yeah, anytime that they waving a flag and blatantly showing you something, you should try to look past that, like Auntie's talking about.
I know, man. When that was going on in Congress, I kept surfing the web trying to find out what was really going on. Felt like they did. Felt like they were stalling.
If there's fire all around your house, you better look, see who's trying to come in the front door.
Yep.
Avatar in 3D, that ought to blow your mind.
Stone deploys. Yes, I haven't seen The Chosen. My friend's been telling me forever to start watching that. And then that other one, Yellowstone, I think it's called.
Yeah, you'll like it. I've been watching that. We power watched it over a couple weeks ago. Started on Thursday. By Saturday night, we watched all 4 or 5 seasons, whatever it is, and got up to the last one. And now
1883 and 1923 too. Those are both linked to the same storyline.
I have those written down.
And I'm watching what's his name, Tulsa King, or King of Tulsa, whatever.
Is that the one with Stallone?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I thought it'd be stupid, but it didn't.
Hey, Vicky. Good night.
Good night, Vicky.
Okay, binge watching to me is about 2 hours. That's all I can do.
We watched, I don't remember if it's 40 or 50. Let me look real quick and I'll tell you. I think it's on season 5.
Is it, or Pamela, are they acknowledging it? Is it making a difference that they see that now? Or is it just unspoken?
Five seasons of it. Bonnie, I want to say each season had 10 or I don't remember, even 20. Let me see if I can pull the whole thing up. Shut up, dumbass. I'm on a 5.
And I love Chuck's backgrounds.
That was fun.
Let's see.
See, back in the day when I used to watch TV with the girls, well, we'd watch Pretty Little Liars and just stupid stuff like that they got addicted to. My granddaughter was watching The Walking Dead. And that's the only way I know about that, because I would hear this horrible sounds. I'd be in my room making stuff. Go out there, what are you watching? Look at the TV for a little bit, and I'm like, ugh, how do you watch this? And then they made me sit down and watch Hunger Games with them. And that's what I've been saying all through this. It's like a mix of both.
Well, all right, Bonnie, if you're going to give Indy your information, give her mine too, will you?
Does Rescue have yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bonnie, we binge watched 44 episodes of Yellowstone, and they were at least an hour long. Some of them were an hour and a half. And we did that in 2.5 days. 3 days, something like that.
I think he did good, Pamela. As long as everybody pays him, he would have done real well. That's the part that, people don't see. If you have an auction, even on eBay, just because something sells for 10 grand doesn't mean they're going to pay you. There's a lot of times where I've had auctions and had a lot of issues with them. I just hope everything went smooth for them.
As far as I know, I don't know about the other one, but he's in his chat every day, so I don't think it would be bad.
That's good. I had my fingers crossed in that category.
Yeah.
Just because I've lived it. It's the same thing with winning something. If you won an
yeah.
auction and it has to be mailed to you, I don't count it till it's in my hands, because it can come to you in pieces. It can come to you in an empty box. It might never come to you. I don't count on it until it's a done deal.
And the Cash App, it's instant. There's no waiting for it. It's instant into your Cash App. Seems like my granddaughter has said something about having to wait 3 days to get it. That's the same thing with the Buy Me a Coffee thing. When you set that up, if somebody donates anything for a cup, mine's a swear jar. It's put away. I don't advertise it. It's there.
But you see, that's why, all right, there's something that I could warn you about here, like with PayPal. I had PayPal since the days it started. I was one of the first ones on there because I'd done eBay for all those years. But now I've had people pay me a PayPal payment for merchandise on eBay. The day I ship it out, they open up a dispute and I have to give them their money back. That means they're still getting the item and I had to pay them back. And this has happened a couple times. So when I do transactions through PayPal, which you can transfer money from PayPal to Venmo and probably some other ones too, but I've done it to Venmo. The thing about that is I will only use friends or family, also known as trusted transaction. That's where you're gifting the money to somebody and nobody gets a fee. And it can't be opened up as a case against you for merchandise. Because literally, one of those guys got away with saying, "Oh, I just changed my mind."
Yeah. But the buy me a coffee thing, it's almost a month before it goes in. It's a long time. Like it's 21 days or more.
And I heard that some of those cash apps take 30% or more in each transaction.
Yeah.
You know, that's ridiculous. When PayPal started off, the combination between eBay and PayPal, you would have to pay in fees for an item was something like 6 or 7%. When I stopped doing eBay, it was up to over 16% of what your sale is, plus they added taxes to the equation.
Yes, that's what YouTube does. When you go into a channel that's got that, what's it called? At the bottom, the little dollar sign. If you donate through that dollar sign, YouTube takes 30% of it, and you're going to pay taxes on it at the end of the year.
That's why I keep trying to tell people, even if they don't have PayPal, they have Venmo, you can send cash as a gift. Make the arrangement between you and the other party. Each of you are saving yourself a bunch of hassle.
Yes. And it's not instant either. God, I can't
Through
remember.
a PayPal payment, it's instant.
Is it?
Yep. Through a PayPal payment like that, it's immediate, especially the gift option.
If you have Cash App's instant too, and you can take Cash App with your phone and use it at a register if they got it, or you can order a card.
Yeah, you can scan the barcode with your phone. Chuck, what is that called whenever they have the dollar sign at the bottom of the chat?
That's for
Super
donating.
chat. That's what it's called, a super chat.
Yeah.
So whenever you see the box go up that's different colored and it has a little message in it and it says $5 or something like that, they just did a super chat. So 30% of that goes to YouTube and then you're taxed on it.
Yeah, we get taxed on all of it, I think, and then they take it. Or I don't have that. But
yeah.
whoever.
I think the buy me a coffee, I don't think it's 30%. It's like,
Well, I can look it up because I had it over here and I got a couple of that one time when Red was doing it. Let's see.
seems like it was 5%. I don't know. I can't remember how much they take of it, but
PayPal's got a lot of new rules. You know, I started, like I said, when it first came out. I'd been doing eBay for years, and we used to just wrap cash in foil or send checks out. And you'd wait 10 days for a check to clear and then send the item out. When PayPal started, we got onto that because they made it sound so easy to make payments, which it was. Except they added all these rules. Then they changed it to where it used to be on eBay, a seller could leave feedback for a buyer, just like a buyer could leave feedback for a seller. They took that option away, which kind of made the customer always right and made it difficult. But nowadays, even though I still have a PayPal, they won't let me use it on half of anything because I don't have a credit card. I'm locked in like a grandfather clause to where I had it before a credit card was necessary to open that account. But now, a lot of purchases they won't let me make. They just changed it again on the 1st of the month to where I can't even pay for my phone service through PayPal anymore because I don't have a credit card attached to the account. They keep adding more and more rules.
Yeah. Yep. I just swapped out my cards, my debit cards. And so I have a lot of these, hey, and I'm not answering them because there was a couple of things. I became a member of a channel and then I unsubbed to that channel. And so I'm glad that that's going to stop that. And there's just a couple of things that it's Norton was one of them. Not doing
Well, that's
Norton.
part of why I've never wanted a credit card in my life. I've never had one. Is because they can lock you into a payment without you even knowing, deduct from your account without you even approving it. There's all kinds of things that they can do. And I've managed life this far without a credit card, right? But now it's getting real hard. You couldn't get a what do you call those Uber cars? You can't get a rental car. You can't even get a U-Haul without having a credit card. You can't,
Yes.
You can't purchase things in certain ways without a credit card. So they're making it hard for somebody to survive off of just cash alone. It's obvious.
And you're right, because a friend of mine was moving and needed a U-Haul. And so they gave me the money and then I got the U-Haul. And I was like, it better be where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be there, or I'm coming after you. And it was all good. But if you have someone you can trust, and it's a trust both ways, though.
Oh, Annie Jack, you're getting all mushy and stuff. Look at you.
Yeah, on a $5 thing on Buy Me a Coffee, it charged a 25-cent application fee and a 45-cent processing fee through Stripe.
Yeah.
So it's what would that be? Not 10%, but let's see. I'll look at another one. It's weird how it went there, but
it's probably 17.5.
somebody did a 15.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like 5%.
All right, Auntie Jack, if you were really my pal, you would tell me where your name or your handle came from. What is the source of Auntie Jack? Because I've wondered that for a long time.
Well, and I noticed we're the only ones that say anti. Everybody else says anti.
I guess it is anti.
You didn't know if it's the I or E way it's.
I mean, it's a unique name. It definitely is that.
Yes. And they've been holding out on me, keeping good music from me.
Andrew come up with the exact number, 6 2/4%.
Oh, okay. It's gone. Maybe it's gone out. I don't know.
So it's basically that place pays out for them. They get one fee and then they get a money amount fee.
Don't forget the big guy gets 10%.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the big guy locked them down right next to his Corvette.
And that's Steve and Nina were at I don't know what it was. It looked like you know how I think it's the Chinese that have the dragons, people dressed like the.
Oh yeah, the paper dragons where they all walk under it like a centipede.
Yeah, but these were shorter, only one person, and. Well, anyway, they had that and some fireworks and stuff. I don't know what they were at, but Uh, well, what was I going to say about that? They were there. Oh, and the parking garage, I think it said 5 foot 1 inch clearance. And we're all like, the heck can you drive under there? And I was thinking, Corvettes. Everybody be driving a Corvette.
The picture I saw, Bonnie, had steel reinforced concrete columns, implying that it was a multi-car garage on a bottom level of a building. In other words, that could be a 50-car garage.
Yes. Yes. But I've seen them like that. One of the medical centers I had to take my daughter to all the time. Going in there, I was like, my top of my car better not hit this. And what are we thinking here? Why is this so short? And then you go in and it opens up. But just going in, you're going down a hill and then it's like into a dip to get into the parking garage. It was
Good night,
crazy.
Eldon. Yeah, I think they ought to dig deeper in that garage.
God bless you too, Eldon. Yeah.
I mean, they descended on Mar-a-Lago. Why aren't they descending on these places now? Seems like one residence should justify investigating the rest of them. Should be all over the news. Just like Mar-a-Lago.
They drug Trump's buddy out of his house at 3 a.m. with jump out boys, guns, and helicopters and all that for that one old man.
You talking about Roger?
Yep.
Well, what was
The news crews were there before the entry teams were.
What was the building in D.C. that the first was found?
What was what?
Are y'all talking about something else? Am I totally lost?
Talking about Roger when they arrested him back with Trump stuff.
Yeah, this has been a couple of years.
Right.
He was a regular on Alex Jones, but the news crews were literally on the site before the police arrived to arrest him. In other words, that was a window into the connections between, the government and media.
That
then
was
they'll-
the one at Mar-a-Lago?
Yep. No, I don't know about Mar-a-Lago. I think they were there early too.
Okay, but so what I'm talking about is the docs that were found in the Penn building. What is that?
Not sure.
The first ones they found this time.
Oh, I don't know. That's one of Biden's places. All I know, each one of them was at.
Yeah, and I hear that they're all in his son's name. Everything that family owns right now, a lot of it is in the son's name for some reason.
Well,
Here
yeah.
you guys thank Tom for this.
Oh my goodness.
Needed something
I'll be right back.
My ear's starting to jam me again, hurt.
That's another movie the girls made me watch with them. That was pretty creepy.
Yeah, that was that vampire movie. I can't remember what it was. Oh,
Twilight.
Twilight. Yeah.
Was it Twilight?
Yep.
Okay. But Mom, it's a love story. I don't care. This is weird. This is. I like human movies.
Vicky didn't care for all that stuff when it first come out. Then she watched it. Now she liked it, but back then she didn't care for it. It's probably because everything anymore, the movies they make now are shitty.
Okay. Thank you, Mary. Penn State University.
Yeah.
Why would he have any documents at a university? What?
Ever have a chocolate covered chocolate donut? I should have bought a smaller box of these.
Yeah, I got some here the other day. It's those ones in them little bitty donuts, and they were chocolate with chocolate. To me, it was just too much.
You see what Annie had Jack put?
I got to go back to chat.
Yeah, Carlago. Yeah, I've hit 2 hours, y'all. I think I'm gonna cut it. My ear's starting to kill me. And I'm getting a bad headache.
And yeah,
Well, we'll see everybody somewhere soon. Good night, everybody.
Hey, good. Thanks for coming up, Carl. Thanks for coming up, Bonnie.
you're welcome. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. God bless you.
Much love, all y'all, and have a great night. We'll try to see you maybe tomorrow, or next day. Y'all have a blessed night. Much love. Bye.